All right, we'll continue this morning with the Westbrook Warriors and Coach Steve Smith. Coach, if you let these guys introduce themselves or you introduce them, then some opening comments, we'd appreciate it.
All right, I'll introduce our guys. This is Bo Kilgo, a senior wide receiver to my left, and to my right, senior defensive lineman Jake Haney. These guys are returning captains from last year's team for us. They've been pivotal members of our building process over the last couple of years, and really looking forward to having them for another year. Their senior season coming up, and the leadership that they provide for our team is invaluable, and they do a wonderful job, and just excited to have them on our side and looking forward to a big season.
Coach, I want to ask you about your numbers. How many players you have in your program? Seniors, juniors, sophomores, and freshmen will be playing this year.
I'm not exactly sure the breakdown on all four classes. We got 57, 9 through 12 on the varsity team, and 15 of those guys are seniors. After that, I'm not exactly sure what the breakdown is with juniors, sophomores, and freshmen, but 15 seniors is a large senior class for our size school.
So talk about the things you did this summer, your summer workouts, you're heading into preseason practice. What do you think might be the strengths of this year's football team?
Just a great group of kids. I think our strength probably lies in the fact that we got an outstanding group of players that work hard, they work together. They bought into what we're trying to do philosophically with the program that we're trying to build here at Westbrook, and just the overall buy-in, the effort that we get out of them each and every day. I'm very pleased with that and very pleased with the progress that we've been making, and these guys have done a good job being leaders and helping show the younger guys the way that we do the work, and that's kind of trickled down to our 7th and 8th graders and on down into our elementary 5th and 6th graders. So I'm extremely excited about the upcoming season and the progress that we've made.
Well, Coach Smith, I've talked to you about this before. You've 2-year process. This is year number 3. You feel like this team is on the cusp of being pretty good, a player-driven football team. Do you think that's what's going to lead to success for this program? Because it's a tough region.
Region's extremely tough, and you make a great point, Phil, about the player-driven or player-led. That's where any coach will tell you that they have their most successful squads is when the players are the leaders. And one thing that I am extremely excited about is the leadership that our senior class, especially these 2 guys that are flanking me here, have done and helping establish that at our place, because the coach is not in there with them every single minute of every day. We're doing our jobs. We're trying to get ready for practice. But just little things about being on time and getting guys on the field and getting everybody dressed and where they're supposed to be. The things that are the intangibles from a coach's perspective that good senior leadership provides is something that I've really noticed, and I'm appreciative of that, because we've got a hard-working group of guys. We've got guys that are trying to do things the right way, and we've got older guys that are now taking that leadership role of trying to pass that on to the younger guys, and so it's something that I think will pay dividends in the future.
Hey, Coach, I got 2 for you. Heading into year 3, just where do you think the program aspect? Obviously, it takes time to get something to where you had it at Piedmont. Where do you think that is right now?
I'm pleased with where we're at, and this is something that schools do it their way and all, but I think any successful coach will tell you that consistency is a key, whether it's consistency among your administration, consistency within your athletic department, consistency with your coaches and your coaching staff, and having people that kind of are all on the same page, and also naturally going into year 3, you would expect the continuity with us having very little turnover on our coaching staff, not having any turnover in our administration. You would expect that process, that relational process, the trust that's developed between coaches and players. You would expect that to be better than it was year 2, which was supposed to be better than it was year 1. So hopefully that we're making progress in that regards towards the continuity and the consistency to where the kids know what's expected. There are no surprises during summer workouts. The things that might have been something that was kind of up in there the first year kind of went away year 2, year 3. Now they've been around me, I've been around them. We all kind of know what to expect out of each other. So, and just having the opportunity and the backing from administration that, hey, you're going to get time to build this program. That's a comforting thought from a coach's perspective, but When I signed up to come to Westbrook, I didn't sign up for a stepping stone, try to get another job. I signed up for the long haul, and I feel very good about where we're at with our youth league and then with our middle school team. We got great numbers, I think 36, 37 on our 7th and 8th grade team. I feel really good about where we're at as far as developing a plan and being able to execute that plan of not just becoming a team to be reckoned with for the immediate, but also one that can be good, for several years down the road. That's kind of what the overall plan is.
And then just, you're on the cusp of fall practice. What's one reason you're optimistic? And then if the players want to jump in after you, that's fine too.
I'll let them answer that. I mean, I think you're probably good to get an answer from the players on what their optimism is fueled by.
First of all, we've worked really hard on the off season. We've gotten faster. We've gotten stronger. Everyone's worked together and becoming closer with a team. I think that's really important. And we've all done what our coaches taught us to do. And we've remained strong and humble. And we're excited to see what this year holds.
Just to play with my friends. We've all played together our whole life. Just really optimistic to play with them.
This one's for the players. I mean, it's very special for you two guys to get brought here by Coach. That means he thinks very highly of you. Can you talk about, obviously, that's got to mean something for you that Coach Smith thinks of you two guys specifically to come here. And, what kind of weight does that carry with you guys? Because that's huge. Now you all guys are looked at as big-time leaders on this team.
Yes, sir. Really honored. We have 15 seniors, and he could have brought any of them. Just honored he could bring us to.
Exactly what Bo said. It's a really, really big privilege to get, and I'm very thankful for it.
Coach, I'm coming back to you, being an old guy like me and Coach before. I've seen you in some 7-on-7 and seen some of your linemen. The thing that impresses me the most is from year 1 to year 3 now, your bodies have changed. I mean, I don't walk in looking at people's upper bodies. Anybody can flex and do that. It's what you've done from your hips down. And that's tell me a little bit about, how proud you are of your weight room staff, and undoubtedly you've gotten into the food and nutrition part also.
Yeah, I mean, anybody will tell you the way the game has progressed. I can recall when I was a player back in the 80s at Cherokee County High School, Coach Johnson, we wouldn't even come in until after the 4th of July because everybody worked on the farms or at one of the nurseries or something right there in town. And so we was out in the heat. He'd bring us in. We'd do he'd call it conditioning for about a month. And I think it was my sophomore year before we ever touched a weight because everybody was hay bale strong or whatever from back in that time. And now then the year-round training that goes into being a high school football player, the importance of having your kids in weight training class each day during the school year and then being able to carry that over to the summer. I think what we're seeing in our guys and the development in them is nothing more than just consistency. I use that word a whole lot with our players, but the consistency of having them in a weight class during the school day and then having them come through summer workouts, I do think we look a lot different than we looked 2 years ago. And I attribute that to their hard work. And also we have a strength and conditioning coach, Chad Phillips, that's been at Westbrook for, I guess, year 11 now. And he's very knowledgeable and up to date on all the stuff that goes on with the speed and the nutrition, the strength training part of it. He's taken the ideas that I wanted to make sure that we implemented in our program, and he's tailored that to his program of being able to train those guys, and we're taking that third step this year with the nutritional part of it. We've been like everybody else. We've had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or muscle milk or whatever available, but we're going to actually step it up to a point where we're actually feeding them meals, throughout the week, and going to try to trickle that all the way down through our middle school and our 5th and 6th grade team to be able to hopefully set the tone for what's going to be expected and what's going to be provided, over the course of the next several years.
This is for the players. Guys, you spent two years with the program under Coach Smith. Are you starting to see his vision? Are you starting to see what you can be on the field with what he's taught you on and off the field?
Yes, sir, we are. Everybody's getting so much stronger, faster, and bigger. Everybody's getting greater men. He's teaching everybody about God, how to grow as a man and how to be a man.
Exactly what Bo said. He's not only teaching us how to be better players, he's teaching us how to be better men for the future.
Guys, I know last year y'all were, within a whisker of making the playoffs. Just talk about,
what it's going to take to get over the hump. I mean, you've got the tools. I mean, you've got the experience. I mean, just if you will, just talk about that.
We've got to focus on every week at a time. We can't be looking forward to the next game. We just got to focus on the one that we're playing the current week. And Piedmont's going to be the team to beat, as they have been. Until somebody knocks them off, they always will be.
Just play it week by week, respect each opponent, and don't let nobody go by.
Coach, I feel like a weird region for you. Just like obviously you have I'm sure you still know a lot of people back at Piedmont. You had great time there. Obviously Bailey Blanchard, you know him well, and I'm sure just you've played a bunch of these teams for the last 20 years. Just how weird is it? You just kind of know everybody, and I'm sure you're friendly with a lot of people, and you want them to do well. But at the end of the day, there's a football game to be played, and you guys want to come out as the winner in that.
Right. Much respect for everybody in our region. You've been around as long as I have. You've played all these folks at some time or another. I think last year was my first experience ever coaching against Locust Fort. But other than that, even J.B. Pennington, I'd played them several times before. The county schools here with Glencoe and the Calhoun County schools with Weaver and Sachs and Ohatchee and Welborn and you mentioned Piedmont. Just a lot of familiarity with those programs and like I said, a lot of respect for those guys and the jobs they do at them. You want to see your friends do well. You want to see your former players do well. You want to see people that you've been close to do well. At the same time, you roll out there on Friday night, it's competition, and our focus is entirely on the success at Westbrook Christian. I mean, that just we just like anybody else. We'll turn on the scoreboard shows and we'll hear how everybody else did, but our focus literally each and every week is just on us and the team that we're playing. And I think Jake said, one game at a time. In this particular region, there are no gimmies. I think if you look at the region last year, I think there was a 5-way tie for third place with 5 teams all being 4-4 in a 9-team region. So it could have gone a lot of different ways, and we were kind of an odd man out when it comes to playoffs, and that's nobody's fault but ours. We take care of a couple more of those games, and we wouldn't have been in a 5-way tie. So that's kind of what the message has been to our kids is, we got to worry about ourselves. We got to worry about finishing games. We got to worry about winning those close games, and hopefully the experiences that we've had in the past, if we've taken those experiences and grown from them, like I hope that we have, then we'll find ways to come out on top when those games can go either way.
Steve, we had the schedule for you guys up on the screen here just a minute ago, and when I look at it and look at you, it's almost like a "This Is Your Life" Steve Smith story. I mean, you got Bailey and Silas at Glencoe, and of course all the stuff at Piedmont from being there all those years. And do you ever just stop and think, not necessarily that it's competition, but what you've actually done for these other people that have came through your life?
I never really thought about it from that perspective as much as I laugh at myself sometimes for being able to stick around this long. I mean, it's kind of one of those situations to where I think this is year 31 as a head coach, but it's kind of one of those situations where you've been around a long time. You kind of know some folks at each of these stops and each of these places, and I'm very grateful to have been able to be in this profession for a long time. I think it's the greatest profession in the world, and I'm very, very honored to get to be the coach at Westbrook Christian right now. But, I guess looking back on it and seeing some of those former players and former coaches being able to lead other programs, it is kind of special when you can see that and you want those guys to do well. But there's nothing like, in my opinion, the spirit of competition from 7 o'clock to 9:30 on a Friday night in Alabama high school football. That's just I don't know if there's a better, more enjoyable environment out there than that particular time each Friday night during the fall.
Guys, I want to wrap it up this morning with a question for the players. As you go into senior season, your individual goals, team goals for this year's Westbrook team?
Our team goals are for sure to just take every week at a time. Don't give respect. You give respect to every single opponent you play, and just to do the best that we can every single week and just work hard together.
Just like he said, just respect every single person and play week by week.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. Thanks, Coach Smith.
Yes,
Good
sir.
luck, guys, in 2025 season. We appreciate you coming today.
Thank you for having us.